Hello, Internet. So this week I'm cracking open this display box for Legendary Duelists Season 2. And so there's 8 cases inside. I believe each case has 2 booster packs, 1 secret rare, and 1 dice. And I know that we had the Dragons of Legend set a few months back, but packaging for this box probably would have fit better for it. You got dragon, people associated with dragons, yet another dragon, even more dragons. Whereas the other one, I know it was referring to the Critias, Timaeus, and the third one, whose name I cannot remember off the top of my head. But still just kind of funny that the one that's just, season 2 of the Legendary Duelist sets is like, yeah, we managed to fit even more dragons on. But anyways, so I'll do a quick jump cut as I open up the kits, and I'll see you all in a few moments. And we're back. So, yeah, in the kit you get one of the 4 dice. You have, see if I can get it to focus. There we go. Blue eyes. Different flavor of blue eyes. I think this is supposed to be the alternative blue eyes dragon, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's 2 different flavors of blue eyes. The Harpy Lady, and I'm not 100% sure what this one is supposed to be. I want to say it's one of the Amazonas cards, but I don't think the set actually has any of the Amazon cards in it. And then you also get 1 of 10 secret rares. I haven't looked at these ones yet, so I'm not quite sure what I pulled. But so I've got, we have Photon Orbital, Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut Lieb, Bingo Machine Go, another Bingo Machine Go, Harpy Perfumer, Garden Rose Maiden, Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon, and Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon. So that's what, 7 of the 10, which, I mean, if you remember my luck on the previous ones, I don't tend to have good luck at pulling singles. That being said, unlike Season 1, where I believe Season 1 they also had the character cards that would combine to make the 3x3 picture, just the secret rare this time around. So we'll get right into it. These are 18 card packs. You get 2 to a box. So hopefully this will go fairly quickly. We have Cyber Pharaohs. You can special summon this card from your hand by tributing 1 machine monster. Once per turn during your main phase, you can fusion summon 1 machine fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand and or field as material. When a fusion monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 power bond from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. I mean, it's not too bad. You can special summon them out, you can use them as fusion material, or use them as a fusion. Master with Eyes of Blue. When it's normal summoned, you can target 1 light tuner monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, or target 1 level 1 light tuner in your graveyard. Shuffle this card from your graveyard into the deck, then target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard. And if you do special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard, other than the Scent monster, you can only use this effect once per turn. So, I mean, lets you get lets you recycle your tuners. He recycles himself into the deck, and while he's in the graveyard, you can treat himself as a one of the monsters for tributing out Blue Eyes. Super Strident Blaze. Equip only to a machine fusion monster. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during your battle phase. At the end of the damage step, if this equipped monster attacked an opponent's monster, you can banish 1 Cyber Dragon monster from your graveyard. The equipped monster can attack an opponent's monster again in a row. Your other monsters cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. I mean, it's okay. Being able to attack multiple times is nice. Mausoleum of White. During your main phase, you can normal summon one level 1 light tuner in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster you control, send one normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, the targeted monster gains attack and defense equal to the level of the monster sent to the graveyard times 100. Until the end of this turn, even this card leaves the field. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one burst stream of destruction from your deck to your hand, so it's very much used for getting out the materials to summon Blue Eyes quickly. Not bad. We have Burst Stream of Destruction. If you control Blue Eyes White Dragon, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Blue Eyes White Dragon you control cannot attack the turn you activate this card. Cyber Dragon Seeker. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. During each battle phase, if this card has not declared an attack, you can target one machine monster you control with 2100 or more attack. For the rest of this turn, the monster gains 2100 attack and defense, and neither player takes any battle damage from attacks involving this monster. I mean, decent enough if your opponent has a problem monster that you really want to beat over. Chaos Form can be used to ritual summon any Chaos or Blackluster Soldier ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field and or banish Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician cards from your graveyard whose total levels exactly equal the level of the Chaos or Blackluster ritual monster you ritual summon. A little surprised to see this in the set because I took a quick look at the list just to see what was archetypes it covered. I don't remember actually seeing any Chaos or Blackluster Soldier cards in the deck, or in the deck list. We have the Blue Eyes White Dragon, Black Rose Dragon. When it's synchro summoned, you can destroy all cards on the field. Once per turn, you can banish one plant monster from your graveyard, then target one defense position monster your opponent controls. Change that target to face-up attack position, and if you do, its attack becomes 0 until the end of this turn. That's quite a nice effect. We have Harpy Channeler. Discard one Harpy card, special summon one Harpy monster from your deck in defense position, except Harpy Channeler. You can only use this effect once per turn. When you control a Dragon monster, this card's level becomes 7. Becomes Harpy Lady while on the field or in the graveyard. Blooming of the Darkest Rose. Special summon Rose tokens in defense position to either field, up to the combined number of cards in the field zones and field spells in the graveyards. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one Black Rose Dragon or one plant monster in your monster zone, banish it, and if you do, place this card on the bottom of the deck. During the next standby phase, return that banished monster to the field. Yeah, so I mean, it seems decent enough. Not sure how often you'd actually get much mileage out of it, but Dark Rose Fairy. If a tuner is special summoned, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send one card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Place this card on the top or bottom of your deck. You can only use each effect once per turn. Yeah, so I mean, it brings itself out fairly quickly. And it, lets you, if you need something in your discard pile, quickly gets it there while recycling itself. Revival Rose. If a face-up level 5 or higher plant monster you control is destroyed while this card is in the graveyard, you can special summon this card from the graveyard. I mean, it's not bad if you have multiple of them in your graveyard and one card is destroyed. I believe you'd be able to summon out all 3 of them. Lunalight Emerald Bird. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one Lunalight card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, draw one card. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one of your level 4 or lower Lunalight monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, except Emerald Bird, special summon it in defense position but negate its effects. You can only use each effect once per turn. So it lets you filter out your filter your hand a bit. And I mean, it just says buy a card effect, not your opponent's card effect. So, if you have anything that requires you to tribute it, I believe that would, Tributing might not, but destroy a monster you control type thing, or destroy all monsters on the field. We have Harpy Harpist. This card's name becomes Harpy Lady while in the field or in the graveyard. You can only use each of these effects once per turn. When it's normal summoned, you can target one other winged beast monster you control, and one face-up monster your opponent controls, return them to the hand. And during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add one level 4 winged beast monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a nice card. Lunalight Fusion. Fusion summon one Lunalight Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. If your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can also use one Lunalight monster in your deck or extra deck as fusion material. Yeah, I mean, it's another fusion card. I really don't know what more to say than that. Harpy Lady Elegance. Shuffle one Harpy Lady Sisters from your monster zone into the deck. Then you can special summon 3 Harpy monsters with different original names, one each from your hand, deck, and graveyard. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except wind monsters. If this card you control is destroyed by a Harpy's card effect or your opponent's card effect, add one Harpy monster from your deck to your hand. I mean, it's it's not bad, but if I remember correctly, Harpy Lady Sisters is kind of a pain to get out. Because I believe you need to have a Harpy Lady on the field and play Elegant Egotist on it. And I think it has to, Harpy Lady Sister, I think has to be in your hand. I mean, it's been a little while since I've looked into the Harpy Lady Sisters, but I remember there was a fair amount of work for one card. That being said, I mean, being able to turn it into any 3 Harpies you want from your deck is pretty nice. Oh, your deck, your hand, and your graveyard. And we have Alluring Mirror Split. When a Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon one Harpy monster from your deck with a different original name than the destroyed monster. If this card you control is destroyed by a Harpy's card effect or your opponent's card effect, target one Harpy monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Yeah, so this one's quite nice. It basically just lets you quickly keep your numbers up. And so we have the Cyber Harpy Lady. It's always treated as Harpy Lady, which is a bit unfortunate because, always treated as Harpy Lady means that it also counts as Harpy Lady for deck construction. And yeah, that's very unfortunate when you consider that. It means that you can only have, if you're running 3-ups, you can only have, 3 of Cyber Harpy Lady, or 3 of Harpy Lady 1, or 3 of Harpy Lady 2, or 1 of each type thing. You can't have 3 Cyber Harpy Lady, 3 Harpy Lady 1, 3 Harpy Lady 2. That being said, if I remember correctly, I think this one was the better one of most of them, just because it has the high attack. We have the Abyss Playhouse, Fantastic Theater. You can reveal one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster and Abyss Script spell in your hand. Add one Abyss Script spell from your deck to your hand with a different name than the revealed spell. Will you control a Pendulum summoned Abyss Actor Pendulum monster? Any monster effects activated by your opponent becomes destroy one set or spell trap your opponent controls. You can only use each effect once per turn. I mean, if nothing else, it shuts down your opponent's monster effects, which is entertaining. We have the Dragon Shrine. Send one Dragon monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then if that monster in your graveyard is a Dragon normal monster, you can send one more Dragon monster from your deck to your graveyard. So, very quickly good for getting your blue eyes or red eyes or what have you into the graveyard. We have Harpy's Pet Baby Dragon. Gains effects based on the number of Harpy monsters you control, except Harpy's Pet Baby Dragon. So if you have another Harpy on the field, they can only target the Harpy's Pet Baby Dragon. They can't target other Harpies. 2 of them. Doubles the attack and defense, which I believe would actually make it its stats in line with the Pet Dragon. And 3+, You can add one card, target one card your opponent controls, destroy that target. So I mean, it's overall it's not too bad if you have that out along with the mirror that lets you just keep replacing Harpy cards. We have the Malefic Blue Eyes White Dragon. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by banishing one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck. There can only be one Malefic monster on the field. Other monsters you control cannot declare an attack. If there is no face-up field spell on the card, destroy this card. We have the Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. If this card battles during damage calculation, you can detach one material from this card. Once per battle, this card gains attack equal to the combined ranks of all Xyz monsters currently on the field times 200. During that damage calculation only, if this card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while it has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as material, you can special summon this card during your second standby phase after the activation and double its attack. Any battle damage this card inflicts to your opponent is halved unless it has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as material. Huh. That's interesting. We have Harpy Queen. Becomes Harpy Lady while it's on the field or graveyard. You can discard this card to the graveyard, add one Harpy's Hunting Ground from your deck to your hand. So, I mean, good for getting out the Harpy's Hunting Ground. And, I mean, she puts herself into the graveyard for if you are planning on using the card that requires the Sisters and lets you search out the 3 cards from the hand, deck, and graveyard. We have Harpy Lady 1. Always treated as Harpy Lady. All wind monsters gain 300 attack. I mean, I think overall you're still probably going to be running Harpy Lady or Cyber Harpy Lady for the higher attack, but I mean, she just gives a straight 300 boost to the whole field. So maybe I could see the argument being made for Harpy Lady 1 as well. We have Cyber Dragon Naster. Becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. You can discard one other monster, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one machine monster with 2100 attack or defense in your graveyard, special summon it, and you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except machine monsters. You can only use each effect once per turn. I mean, it's decent enough. We have the Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned by revealing Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. You can only special summon Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon once per turn this way. Becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. It cannot attack the turn this effect was activated. So it's basically Blue Eyes White Dragon with a built-in Burst Stream of Destruction. No, Burst Stream destroys all monsters, so it has the... I mean, it's still point-and-click destruction, so it's not that bad. White Stone of Ancients. Once per turn during end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can banish this card from your deck, from your graveyard, then target one Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. So, I mean, very good for getting out Blue Eyes quickly. We have Harpy Conductor. This card's name becomes Harpy Lady while on the field or in the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If a Harpy monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy one spell or trap you control instead. And if another face-up Harpy monster you control returns to your hand, you can special summon monsters your opponent controls, return it to the hand. I mean, it's decent enough. The only real thing I have to say about it, just see if I have it nearby. I don't think so. I think I put it away already. I don't know if they're still doing the promotion, but when they were doing the promotion of getting the lost artwork, one of the ones I got was Harpy Conductor. The only real difference is the purple part is actually bare skin in the original artwork. And I mean, I looked at it and my first reaction was, so wait, Konami's afraid of belly buttons? Because I mean, It's fine, Konami. You didn't need to put a mono-colored purple undersuit on underneath her tuxedo top. It just looks so out of place too, because there's no shading on the purple either, so it's just like a flat purple color, while as everything else has shading on it. We have another Dark Rose Fairy. We have Harpy's Feather Storm. If you control a wind-winged beast monster, until the end of this turn, negate any monster effects your opponent activates. If you control a Harpy monster, you can activate this card from your hand. If this card in its owner's spell and trap zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can add one Harpy Feather Duster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So I mean, it's sort of like Harpy Feather Duster, except targeting monster effects and not just blowing up spell and traps. But I mean, it's okay. Cyber Egg Angel. If it's summoned, you can add one Machine Angel spell or run Rituals Sanctuary from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. You have another Lunalight Fusion. We have Rose Bell of Revelation. Add one plant monster with 2400 or more attack from your deck to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one plant monster with 2400 or more attack from your hand. You can only use one effect per turn and only once that turn. Okay, decent enough. And Barrage Blast. Once per turn, you can detach any number of materials from Machine Xyz monsters you control, then target that many cards on the field, destroy them. If a Machine Xyz monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card and one Machine Xyz monster from your graveyard inflict damage to your opponent equal to the banished monster's rank times 200. I mean, decent enough trap card for machine monsters. Photon Change. Send it to the graveyard during your second standby phase after activation. You can use this card. You can only use the following effect of Photon Change once per turn. Send one Photon or Galaxy monster you control to the graveyard to activate one of these effects. Or if you send Galaxy as Photon Dragon, you can activate both. Special summon one Photon monster with a different original name than the sent monster. Or add one Photon card from your deck to your hand except Photon Change. The fact that this has to survive 2 turns on the field, well, I guess technically 1, if you activate it during your standby or at the end of your opponent's turn, start of your turn, but it's still not sure how often it would actually get off. We have Abyss Actor Wild Hope. Once per turn, you can target one Abyss Actor card in your other Pendulum zone. Its Pendulum scales becomes 9 until the end of this turn, and you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Abyss Actor monsters. Once per turn, you can make this card gain 100 attack for each Abyss Actor monster you currently control with different names until the end of this turn. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add one Abyss Actor card from your deck to your hand except Wild Hope. Seems decent. We have the White Stone of Legend. If it's sent to the graveyard, add one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. Cyber Harpy Lady. Harpy Lady 1. Glowing Crossbow. Gains 500 attack and defense. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If the equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, discard one random card from your opponent's hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard because the equipped monster was used as synchro material, you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand. Photon Hand. If you control a Photon or Galaxy monster, pay 1,000 life points, target one monster your opponent controls, take control of it. If you do not control Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon at activation, you can only target an Xyz monster. So, basically, more restricted change of heart. Abyss Script Romantic Terror. Return one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster you control to the hand, and if you do special summon from your extra deck in defense position, one face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster with a different original name from that monster. If this set card in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, and you have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can set any number of Abyss Script spells directly from your deck. I mean, That's not too bad. And speaking of Photon Dragons, we have the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Special summon this card by attributing 2 monsters with 2,000 or more attack. During the battle step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can target that opponent's monster, banish both this card from the field and that target. Return those banished monsters to the field at the end of the battle phase. And if you banish next Xyz monster, the card gains 500 attack for each material it had when it was banished. I mean, that doesn't seem too bad at all. We have the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. Once per turn, when an effect of a card in the graveyard is activated, you can negate the activation. You can tribute the Synchro Summoned card, special summon 1 Light Dragon Synchro monster from your extra deck in defense position, except Spirit Dragon, but destroy it during the end phase. Yeah, I mean, once again, nice support for Blue Eyes. We have another Nashter, another Emerald Bird, Triangle Ecstasy Spark. The attack of all Harpy Lady Sisters currently on the field becomes 2,700. Your opponent cannot activate any trap cards and negate all of your opponent's trap effects on the field until end of turn. So, I mean, yeah, very good for just straight up usually being able to beat over most of the your opponent's cards. We have Elegant Egotist. If Harpy Lady is on the field, special summon 1 Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters from your hand or deck. Oh, okay, so it does actually pull Harpy Lady Sisters from the deck, but I mean, that's still you're requiring. You have to have Harpy Lady on the field. You have to play Elegant Egotist. You have to have to put Harpy Lady on the Harpy Lady Sisters on the field, and then you either have to wait a turn to use the trap card or have it already set. So that's, I mean, 4 cards to search out 3. Not sure how good that is. Lunalight Serenade Dance. When a fusion monster is fusion summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters, apply these effects in sequence. Special summon 1 Lunalight token to your opponent's field. that target gains 500 attack for each monster your opponent controls, even if this card leaves the field. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Lunalight monster from your deck. I mean, decent enough. We have Cyber Angel Izana. You can ritual summon this card with Machine Angel Ritual. If it's ritual summoned, you can make your opponent send 1 spell or trap they control to the graveyard. When this attacking card is destroyed destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can activate this effect. This card can make a second attack on an opponent's monster in a row. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a Cyber Angel Ritual monster you control, you can shuffle 1 ritual monster from your graveyard into the deck, and if you do, destroy 1 card your opponent controls. We have another Lunalight Fusion, and Fallen Angel of Roses. You can special summon this card by returning 1 plant monster from you control to the hand, except Fallen Angel of Roses, but banish it when it leaves the field. Yeah, so I mean, not too hard to get out. Neutron Blast. Target 1 fusion summoned Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon you control. This turn it can make a second and third attack during each battle phase, and when it attacks, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. You know, when I was looking at the list, I don't remember seeing Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon on the list of cards that were in the set. A little unfortunate. Dragon Shrine. Blackbird Close. When an opponent's monster activates its effect, you can send 1 face-up Blackwing monster you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Then you can special summon 1 Blackwing Dragon from your extra deck. If you control a Blackwing Synchro monster or Blackwing Dragon, you can activate this card from your hand. I mean, it's not too bad. We have Blackwing Nothing the Starlight. If it's special summoned, inflict 800 damage to your opponent, then 1 face-up monster your opponent controls loses 800 attack and defense. You can only use this effect once per turn. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Blackwing monster in addition to your normal summoner set. Oh, so I mean, it gives you an extra normal summon, weakens an opponent's monster. I mean, Not too bad. We have Blackwing Tamer, Obsidian Hawk Joe. You can target one level 5 or higher winged beast monster in your graveyard, special summon it. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets only this card, or when your opponent targets this card for an attack, you can target one other Blackwing monster you control. That would be an appropriate target. That card effect attack now targets the new target. You can only use each effect once per turn. Abyss Actor Mellow Madonna. Pay 1,000 life points. Add an Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters. And gain 100 attack for each Abyss Script spell in your graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. When a Pendulum monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if an Abyss Script spell card or effect is activated, you can special summon one level 4 lower Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your deck, but return it to the hand during the end phase. I mean, decent enough. We have another Romantic Terror, another Chaos form. We have the Ultimate Creature of Destruction. Target a blue-eyes monster you control. This turn, that face-up monster is unaffected by card effects, except its own. It cannot be destroyed by battle, and any opponent's monster that any opponent's monster it battles is destroyed at the end of the damage step. When this card is in your graveyard, if you normal or special summon a blue-eyes white dragon, you can set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use this effect once per turn. I mean, decent enough. Lets you recycle it. Lets you just basically plow over any problem monsters with your blue eyes. We have Star Liege Photon Blast Dragon. If it's XZ summon, you can special summon one Photon monster from your hand. While this XZ summon monster is on the field, your opponent cannot target monsters you control with 2,000 or more attack with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Once per opponent's turn, you can detach one material from this card, then target one of your Galaxy-Eyes Photon Dragons that is banished or in your graveyard, special summon it. We have Crossroads Dragon. During the main phase, you contribute this card and one plant monster, special summon one Rose Synchro monster or one plant Synchro monster from your extra deck. If a monster you control is destroyed by card effects while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon one Rose Dragon monster from your graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn. We have Merciful Machine Angel. Tribute one Cyber Angel Ritual monster from your hand or field. Draw 2 cards. Then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except ritual monsters. You can only activate 1 Merciful Machine Angel per turn. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this one. Because it's, so you're having to play this, and assumingly you'd be tributing the ritual monster from your field, or from your hand, I should say, to draw 2 cards and then put 1 from your hand on to the bottom of the deck. So I guess it's decent filtering. And I guess it would also let you get the ritual monster into the graveyard so you can special summon it. We have another Revival Rose. We have Magnificent Machine Angel. Tribute 1 Cyber Angel ritual monster from your hand or field, then target 1 Light Fairy monster you control. Gains attack and defense equal to the level of the monster had when tributed times 200 until the end of this turn. This turn, if it battles an opponent's monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, that opponent's monster effects are negated during the battle phase only. You can only activate 1 Magnificent Machine Angel per turn. We have Cyber Shield. Equip only to Harpy Ladies or Harpy Lady Sisters. Gains 500 attack. Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 Earth Machine monster in your graveyard, except this card. Special summon it in defense position, but negate its effects. You can only target 1 other face-up monster you control. The level of that monster or this card becomes the level of the other. You cannot declare attacks the turn you activate this effect, except with Xyz monsters. You can only use each effect once per turn. So, I mean, it seems good for setting up Xyz plays. You have Bird of Roses. While this face-up attack position card you control is destroyed by battle with an opponent's attacking monster and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon 2 plant tuners from your deck in defense position. I mean, that seems quite nice. And another Barrage Blast. And we have another Dragon Shrine. We have Nothing the Starlight, Blackbird Close, Photon Change, Protector with Eyes of Blue. When it's normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 1 Light Tuner monster from your hand. You can target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. We have Harpy Lady 3. Any opponent's monster that battles this card cannot declare an attack during your opponent's next 2 turns. I mean, I don't remember that really being an issue even back in the day. But nowadays, considering how quickly monsters leave the field, that's just a bad effect overall. Harpy Lady 1, Cyber Dragon Nashter. Harpy Oracle becomes Harpy Lady while on the field or graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn. If you control a level 5 or higher Harpy monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 spell or trap from your graveyard to your hand that specifically lists the card Harpy Lady Sisters in its text. Super Express Bullet Train. Cannot declare an attack unless you send 2 other cards you control to the graveyard. You can only use each of these effects once per turn. If all your monsters are Earth machines, you can special summon this card from your hand. I mean, that's not a bad effect. And during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can target 1 machine monster in your graveyard, except Super Express Bullet Train, and add it to your hand. We have another Cyber Egg Angel. Harpy's Feather Rest. Oh, just a moment. Target 3 Harpy Lady and or Harpy Lady Sisters in your graveyard. Shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1 card. If you controlled a level 5 or higher Harpy monster when you activated this effect, draw 2 cards instead. For the rest of this turn, after this card is resolved, you cannot special summon monsters except winged monsters. I mean, not too bad for recycling monsters if you need them into your deck. We have Rose Lover. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 plant monster from your hand, and if you do, it is unaffected by your opponent's trap effects this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. I mean, decent enough. Rose Witch can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a plant monster. Incarnated Machine Angel. Your Cyber Angel ritual monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. When you take damage by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can tribute 1 Cyber Angel ritual monster from your hand or field. Special summon 1 Cyber Angel ritual monster from your hand. This is treated as ritual summon. You can only use this effect once per turn. I mean, that's quite a nice effect. We have Hysteric Party. Activate this card by discarding 1 card. Special summon as many copies of Harpy Lady as possible from your graveyard. When this face-up card leaves the field, destroy those monsters. Hysteric Sign. When this card is activated, add 1 Elegant Egotist from your deck or graveyard to your hand. During your end phase, if this card is in the graveyard, because it was sent there from the field this turn, add up to 3 Harpy cards with different names from each of your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. And another Cyber Angel Izana. So, Dragon Spirit of White. It's always treated as a Blue Eyes card. When it's normal, it's treated as a normal monster while in the hand or graveyard. That's nice. While this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 spell or trap your opponent controls, banish it. If your opponent controls a monster, you can tribute this card, special summon 1 Blue Eyes from your hand. We have Maiden with Eyes of Blue. When a card or effect is activated that targets this card, you can special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. When this card is targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack, and if you do, change the battle position of this card, then you can special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn and only once that turn. We have another Pet Baby Dragon. Priestess with Eyes of Blue. When a card or effect is activated that targets this card, you can send one effect monster to the graveyard, and if you do, add up to 2 Blue Eyes monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. If it's in your graveyard, you can target one Blue Eyes monster you control, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, special summon this card. We have Cybernetic Revolution. Tribute one Cyber Dragon. Special summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that lists Cyber Dragon as material, cannot attack directly, and is destroyed during the end phase of the next turn. I mean, it's alright. Decoy Dragon. If it's targeted for an attack, target one level 7 or higher dragon monster that is in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, change the attack to it and perform damage calculation. Blackwing Pinaki, the Waxing Moon. Cannot be used as synchro material except for synchro summon of a Blackwing synchro monster. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there from the field this turn, you can add one Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand except Blackwing Pinaki. You can only use this effect once per turn. We have another White Stone of Ancients, another Photon Dragon, Blue Rose Dragon. While this card is on the field, is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one Black Rose Dragon or one plant monster in your graveyard, special summon that monster. I mean, decent enough. It's just straight up whenever it's destroyed, so. We have Luna Light Saber Dancer. Must be fusion summoned, gains 200 attack for each Beast Warrior monster that is banished or in the graveyard. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target one fusion monster you control. It gains 3,000 attack until the end of the turn. So, quite good effects overall. Another Featherstorm, Dark Rose Fairy, Triangle Ecstasy Spark, and Black Garden. If a monster is normal or special summoned, face up except for the effects of Black Garden, have its attack, then the controller of the monster special summons one Rose token to their opponent's field in attack position. You can target one monster in your graveyard with attack equal to the total attack of all plant monsters on the field. Destroy this card and as many plant monsters on the field as possible, then if you do destroy all of them, special summon the targeted monster. I'm honestly not sure how, because it does specifically say attack equal to the total attack of all plant monsters on the field. Not sure how hard it would be to actually pull that one off. Or if it's all just multiples of 800 anyway, so it's just a matter of counting. We have Barrage Blast, Harpy's Hunting Ground. All winged beast monsters gains 200 attack and defense. If any Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady's sisters is normal or special summoned, the player who conducted the summon targets one spell or trap on the field. That player destroys that target. Yeah, that's not a may, that's just straight up, you have to destroy a spell or trap. So if this is the only spell or trap you have on the field and you summon a Harpy, yeah, you have to blow this up. That's been unfortunate. Rose Tentacles cannot be special summoned. At the start of your battle phase, for each plant monster your opponent currently controls, this card gains one additional attack during each battle phase this turn. Each time this card destroys a plant monster by battle, inflict 300 damage to your opponent. So that's quite good when you use it with the all the Rose tokens. We have Harpy Lady 2. Negate the effects of flip monsters this card destroys by battle. I'm not sure how often flip monsters are used nowadays, so I'm not sure if this is a case where similar situation to Harpy Lady 3, where it's just the game has moved to the point where there's no reason to use it anymore. We have Beacon of White. If you do not control another Beacon of White and you have 3 or more Blue Eyes monsters in your graveyard, target one of them, special summon it but negate its effects, and equip it with this card. When this card leaves the field, banish the equipped monster, other monsters you control cannot attack, and if you have any number of blue-eyes monsters in your graveyard, the equipped monster can attack up to that number of times during each battle phase. So I think it's not a bad effect. Galaxy Zero. Target one photon or galaxy monster in your graveyard, special summon it in attack position, and equip it with this card. It cannot attack or activate its effects. If it would be destroyed by battle or card effects, you can destroy this card instead. If this face-up card leaves the field, the equipped monster's attack becomes 0. I mean, decent enough. Dragon Spirit of White. Abyss Actor Extras. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your Pendulum Zone. You can only use this effect once per turn. And you contribute this monster, place one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your deck in your Pendulum Zone. And for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon monsters except Abyss Actor monsters, nor activate the Pendulum effect of Abyss Actor Extras. You can only use this effect once per turn. We have a Galaxy Wizard. Once per turn, you can increase this card's level by 4 until the end of this turn. You contribute this card, add one Galaxy card from your deck to your hand except Galaxy Wizard. We have another Malefic Blue Eyes White Dragon. We have Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Must be either fusion summoned or special summoned by sending the above monsters you control to the graveyard. Cannot be destroyed by battle. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. At the end of the damage step, when this card attacks an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle, you can banish that opponent's monster. I mean, seems quite good for getting around the, this card. Okay, I remove it from the game instead. We have another Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Another Cyber Dragon Naster. Cyber Dragon Angel. Harpy's Feather Rest. Rose Lover. Rose Witch. Harpy Harpist. Witch of the Black Rose. Cannot be special summoned. If this card is normal summoned and you control no other cards, draw one card and show it. Then if it is not a monster, send it to the graveyard and destroy this card. Huh. Rose Bell of Revelation. And Rose Paladin. When it destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can tribute this card. Special summon one plant monster from your hand or deck in defense position. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, add one level 7 or higher plant monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. I mean, seems decent enough. We have Abyss Actor Comic Relief. Target one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster with you control and one monster your opponent controls. Switch control of both monsters, then destroy this card. I mean, that's quite a nice effect. And you take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. Once per turn during your standby phase, give control of this card to your opponent. Once per turn, if the control of this face-up card changes, activate this effect. The owner of this card can destroy one set Abyss spell, script, spell, and their spell and trap zone. Not sure how I feel about that. I mean, the first effect is really nice. We have Maiden with Eyes of Blue. We have Gust the Backblast. If you control no cards, you can special summon this card from your hand. If your opponent's monster attacks a Blackwing monster you control, the attacking monster loses 300 attack during the damage step only. We have Kaiba Man. You contribute this card, special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. Decoy Dragon. Priestess with Eyes of Blue. Glowing Crossbow. Protector with Eyes of Blue. Cyber Eternity Dragon. If you have a Machine Fusion monster in your graveyard, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this Fusion Summon card you control is sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one Cyber Dragon card from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can banish this card in your graveyard. This turn your opponent cannot target fusion monsters you control with card effects, and they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. I mean, seems quite nice. Blackwing Simoon the Poison Wind. If you control no monsters and have this card in your hand, you can banish one other Blackwing monster from your hand, place one Black Whirlwind from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone, then either send this card to the graveyard or immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon it without tribute. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except dark monsters. You can only use this effect once per turn. During the end phase, send the Black Whirlwind placed by this effect to the graveyard, and if you do, take 1000 damage. Not sure how I feel about that one. Blue Rose Dragon. Harpy Dancer. You can target one wind monster you control, return it to the hand. Then you can target one normal summoned wind monster. You can only use this effect once per turn. And it's Harpy Lady while it's on the field or graveyard. We have Rose Archer. When your opponent activates a trap card while you control a plant monster, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. We have Twilight Rose Knight. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target plant monsters for attacks. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one level 4 or lower plant monster from your hand. We have the Harpy Lady Phoenix formation. If you control 3 or more Harpy Lady and Harpy Lady sisters, target as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, but not more than the total number of Harpy Lady and Harpy Lady sisters. Destroy those targets, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the highest original attack among those destroyed monsters. You cannot special summon monsters from the main or extra deck, nor conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. Which, I mean, overall, it's not bad. Fairly easy for to get Harpies out and have them stick around long enough to, get some mileage out of it. We have Witch of the Black Rose, Fallen Angel of Roses, and Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede. Harpy's Pet Baby Dragon, White Stone of Legend, Galaxy Zero, Beacon of White, Harpy Lady 1, Chaos Form, Burst Stream Destruction. You have White Rose Dragon. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one Rose Dragon monster from your hand or graveyard, except White Rose Dragon. You can only use each of these effects once per turn. If you control a Dragon Tuner or Plant Tuner, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can send one level 4 or higher plant monster from your hand to the graveyard. We have a Blue Eyes Solid Dragon. If it's normal or special summoned, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, or your opponent activates a card or effect. You can shuffle this card from your hand, or you can shuffle this card from the field into the deck, and if you do, special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck. You can only use each effect once per turn. Yeah, I mean, it's decent enough. Rage with Eyes of Blue. Banish this card and as many cards as possible from your hand, field, and graveyard face down. And if you do, special summon up to 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck. You cannot normal or special summon monsters the turn you activate this card except Blue Eyes White Dragon. We have another Cyber Egg Angel, Harpy's Feather Rest, Rose Lover, Rose Witch, Cyber Shield, Splendid Rose. Once per turn, you can banish one plant monster from your graveyard, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Have the target's attack until the end of this turn. During the battle phase, if this card attacked, you can banish one plant monster from your graveyard, have this card's attack until the end of this turn, and if you do, this card can make a second attack during the battle phase. I mean, at least it only has the attack after you make the first one, so that's not too bad. Fallen Angel of Roses, and Luna Light Fusion. We have Neutron Blast, Photon Change, Harpy Lady 2, Abyss Playhouse, Photon Hand, Cybernetic Revolution, the Malefic Blue Eyes, Abyss Actor's Curtain Call. If an Abyss Actor script spell card or effect is activated this turn, add face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters from your extra deck to your hand, up to the number of Abyss script monsters in your graveyard. Then you can special summon Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters from your hand with different names up to the number of monsters added to the hand by this effect. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters. You can only activate one Abyss Actor's Curtain Call per turn. We have the Harpy's Pet Dragon. Gains 300 attack and defense for each Harpy Lady on the field. So, okay, I was wrong. It only has 2,000 attack. I thought it had 2,400 attack for some reason. But that being said, it gains 300 attack and defense for each Harpy Lady on the field. Very quickly just becomes a large beat stick. We have Harpy Channeler. Discard one Harpy card, special summon one Harpy monster from your deck in defense position, except Harpy Channeler. You can only use this effect once per turn. And when you control a dragon monster, its level becomes 7. Galaxy Knight. When you control a photon or galaxy monster, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If summoned this way, target one Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in your graveyard. Regardless, this card loses 1000 attack, and if it does, special summon that target in defense position. This attack decrease lasts until the end of this turn. So, I mean, that's not too bad for getting out, because, I mean, he brings out a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon with him, and sure, decreases the attack by 1000, but it's only until the end of the turn. We have Merciful Machine Angel, Revival Rose, Magnificent Machine Angel, Rose Bell of Revelation, Barrage Blast, Bird of Roses, and Rose Paladin. We have the Maiden with Eyes of Blue, Harpy's Pet Baby Dragon, Harpy Lady 2, Beacon of White, Harpy Lady 1, Glowing Crossbow, Photon Hand, Abyss Script Romantic Terror, Black Rose Dragon, Galaxy Knight, Sage with Eyes of Blue. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one level 1 Light Tuner from your deck to your hand, except Sage with Eyes of Blue. You can discard this card, then target one effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck. Rose Witch, Thorn of Malice. Equip only to Black Rose Dragon or a plant monster, gain 600 attack. If the equipped monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. If the equipped monster attacks a monster after damage calculation, the attacked monster loses 600 attack and defense. An opponent's monster that battles with the equipped monster cannot be destroyed by that battle. Huh. Another Magnificent Machine Angel, Luna Light Serenade Dance, Hysteric Party, Alluring Mirror Split, and Incarnated Machine Angel. Your Cyber Angel ritual monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. When you take battle damage by battle or an opponent's card effect, you contribute one Cyber Angel ritual monster from your hand or field. So, special summon one Cyber Angel ritual monster. You can only use this effect once per turn. We have Galaxy Zero, Dragon Spirit of White, Neutron Blast, Priestess with Eyes of Blue, Cybernetic Revolution, Decoy Dragon, Pinaki the Waxing Moon, Harpy Channeler, Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, Nashter, Harpy Conductor, Dark Rose Fairy, Featherstorm, Cyber Egg Angel, Harpy Lady Elegance, Cyber Angel Izana, Rose Tentacles, and Splendid Rose. Another Maiden with Eyes of Blue, Photon Vanisher, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned while you control a Photon or Galaxy monster, cannot attack the turn it is special summoned, you can only special summon Photon Vanisher once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can add one Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your deck to your hand. An Xyz monster that was summoned using this card on the field as material gains this effect. Banish any monster destroyed by battle with this card. Honestly, not sure how I feel about this one. Because, I mean, it's literally, I think the only reason you'd be using it is for the Xyz material effect. Another Kaiba Man, Neutron Blast, Abyss Actor Extras, Romantic Terror, Obsidian Hawk Joe, Galaxy Wizard, Blue Rose Dragon, Rage with Eyes of Blue, Black Rose Dragon, another Emerald Bird, Triangle Ecstasy Spark, Elegant Egotist, Luna Light Serenade Dance, Harpy Lady Elegance, Izana, and Alluring Mirror Split. Now we have another Nothing the Starlight, Wild Hope, Super Strident Blast, equip only to a machine fusion monster. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during your battle phase. At the end of the damage step, if the equipped monster attacked an opponent's monster, you can banish one Cyber Dragon monster from your graveyard. The equipped monster can attack an opponent's monster again in a row. Your other monsters cannot attack turn you activate this effect. Pinocchio the Waxing Moon, Harpy Lady 3, Mellow Madonna, Decoy Dragon, Frozen Rose. Send one face-up monster you control to the graveyard. Apply this effect depending on the type it had on the field. Plant, during the end phase, draw 2 cards, discard 1 card. Non-plant, add 1 level 4 or lower plant monster from your deck to your hand. I mean, that's not too bad. Another Blue Eyes Solid Dragon, Rage with Eyes of Blue, Luna Light Saber Dancer, Featherstorm, Dark Rose Fairy, Ecstasy Spark, Luna Light Yellow Marten. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target 1 Luna Light monster you control except the Yellow Marten, return it to the hand, and if you do, special summon this card in defense position, but banish this card when it leaves the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add 1 Luna Light spell or trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. I mean, decent enough. Black Garden, Incarnated Machine Angel, and Queen Angel of Roses. You can tribute this card in face-up attack position by tributing 1 plant monster. Once per turn during your standby phase, destroy 1 face-up monster on the field that has lowest attack, your choice if tied. Huh. We have another Dragon Shrine, Nothing the Starlight, Blackbird Close, Photon Change, Majesty with Eyes of Blue. Send 1 Blue Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, then target 1 face-up monster on the field. It cannot attack while face-up on the field, and you can only activate 1 Majesty with Eyes of Blue per turn. A Cybernetic Revolution, another Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon, Blue Eyes Solid Dragon, Sage with Eyes of Blue, Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. You can ritual summon this card with Chaos Form. Okay, so that's why Chaos Form is in this set. Must be ritual summoned. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, and it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If it attacks a defense position monster, inflict double piercing battle damage. We have Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, target 1 face-up monster on the field. That target is unaffected by the card effects except its own until the end of this turn. I mean, it seems like it's a decent enough defense effect. Harpy's Feather Rest, Luna Light Serenade Dance, Saber Dancer, Elegant Egotist, Black Garden, Rose Tentacles, Cyber Shield, and Yellow Marten. And last pack for this episode. We have Wild Hope, White Stone of Legend, Hyper Lady, Dragon Spirit of White, Harpy Queen, Mausoleum of White, Protector with Eyes of Blue, Harpy Lady 3, Rage with Eyes of Blue, Crossrose Dragon, Harpy's Pet Dragon, Rose Archer, Harpy Dancer, Cyber Egg Angel, Harpy Harpist, Harpy's Hunting Ground, Hysteric Sign, and Queen Angel of Roses. So that's that for this episode. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. You know the routine. And thank you for watching.